our industry went somehow on a sugar rush for the past decade, right? Which was basically an era where you could, throw whatever campaign and you would get like spike of installs straight away. Now we are a bit like post-sugar rush, and there is somehow a drop in some of the vitals. And this is where it's really important, like to ensure that you build trust between your brand and your users. When you think about AI, it's going to be like an extraordinary asset when it comes to ad quality and to provide a good user experience at scale.
When was the last time you were so annoyed by an ad that you stopped using the app you saw it in altogether? Well, that's the cost of a bad ad experience. You don't like the ad, you stop using the app. That's retention and revenue just walking out the door. But of course, publishers can take control of the ad experience. And in this episode, I caught up with Google's head of app and gaming in EMEA to talk about the filters you can set to protect people as well as your performance. Now, this episode is, of course, part of PlayerFirst Perspectives, a MobileGroove mini-series powered by AppHarbr, and the conversation, it starts here, but it continues inside the PlayerFirst Collective on Slack. And you can find out more about how to join in that conversation. The links are in the show notes. This is MobileGroove, and you've arrived when you make it to Google headquarters here in Ireland. That's where I am for the Google App Summit. And Alexis, first of all, great to have you. It's the start of the day. We're full of energy, but I'm thinking about, your energy being here.
Yes, that's amazing. And welcome to Ireland. Welcome to Dublin as well. It's great to have you here. And yeah, today is a special, event. We have that on a yearly basis for the past, I don't know how many years actually, but where it's a great moment where we can step back, show to the market as well some of the stuff that we've been working on, how things are going as well, listen to feedbacks, and then build on that for the upcoming feature that will, bring transformational growth to many partners across the region.
Absolutely. And regions brings me to you because you're director in EMEA App and Gaming. That's just it. EMEA, it's so diverse. It's not really one region. It's so many different countries, so many different cultures, sometimes cultural tensions even. And then, of course, Google being a global company. So how do you manage that? And where have you seen maybe where, it's local over global or glocal? Or whatever. How do you handle that? How do you manage that dance?
So I would say there's a few dimensions there. First, the people, the Googlers, right? So we have presence here in Dublin, which is a big hub for us, where we have a large chunk of our team based here, and we have people as well dispatched across the regions in local offices to support the partners, because sometimes it's really important to get closer to them as well, right? And so we have, I think, something like 19 nationalities in my part of the business. Okay. And so we have to indeed deal with all the things going on. Usually the golden rule is politics stay at the door, right? We support each other, we take care of each other, and it's a vibrant energy with fascinating people that we have within the team supporting our partners. When it comes to the dimension of the product itself and the company, right, is we build things in a global manner, right? You won't see a different product from one country to another, right? It's the same shop for everyone. Then what's true is we have some specificities when it comes to language, to support model that we have as well, where from time to time we are building like dedicated resources for some key markets, for key partners as well. Usually it's true that we scale a lot. When you take product like AdMob, Google Ad Manager, AdSense, those products are used by millions of content creators across the world. So you cannot go like customize for everyone. So you have to be pragmatic on how we approach things. But we have many layers of granularity, I would say, behind the product itself to ensure that everybody feels respected and that the product can fit their needs as well.
Absolutely. And, you use the product the way you need to for your business. That's what happens. The users, I mean, your customers. But let's talk about the customer's customer, right? Because ad quality, it's the topic I'm talking about, I'm passionate about, I'm writing about, and you also writing about it because, yes, you were writing and posting recently. It's the only game worth playing. It says a lot. What do you mean by that?
I think the one analogy we can take is our industry went somehow on a sugar rush for the past decade, right? Which was basically an era where you could, throw whatever campaign and you would get like spike of installs straight away.
Yes.
You would put whatever ad placements, you would get very high CPMs and all those things, right? But, and that has been the case and it has been exponential for years, right? Now we are a bit like post-sugar rush and there is somehow a drop in some of the vitals. And this is where it's really important, like to ensure that you build trust between your brand and your users, right? And I think right now what we observe is there's a lot of short-term strategies, which is, okay, let's maximize and extract whatever we can with the users in the first ad by sometimes triggering some weird experience as well for the users, right? And we don't feel that this is very sustainable for the ecosystem and specifically for the content creators. It can be working like for a limited time, but over time, if you don't build that trust between your brand and the users, you're going to face some challenges, right?
It's so fundamental. I mean, that's what it's about ultimately, is being user-centric in everything you do. But we did, as you said, digress. We had our sugar rush. It felt good. Made tons of money, but what do you see happening now that we're talking about quality so much? And it's a topic, it's a debate I welcome, and it's great that you're fostering this as well. But how do you see this evolving? Because marketers, they have their agenda, and users also. They are in charge. They're our boss.
Yeah, so it's fair to say that the users adjusted as well over time on some of that stuff. But I think there are some limits that can be acceptable and some limits that are non-acceptable, right?
Yes.
The second one is right now, we speak a lot about AI, right? Because for us, it's like fundamental. And I think we have some real transformations that we are, as we speak, delivering on, right? And more to come, much more to come. And actually, when you think about AI, it's going to be like an extraordinary asset when it comes to ad quality and to provide a good user experience at scale, right? To build that trust as well. AI enables, for example, a better targeting on an ad standpoint, meaning that through millions of signals, like you're going to be able to target the users with the right format, right? And you're going to target the right users who not just will do one transaction within your app, but a user that will stay as well.
Because you'll see the patterns.
Exactly. And then AI as well is being used in our ad quality center, for example, when it comes to monetization, like product like AppHarbr and others, where actually that remove the junky stuff, right? Thanks to AI capabilities as well. And so when you take like all the dimension that we have through the SDKs, through how Google Ads are targeting the users, through how we are filtering as well the bad ads or the disruptive ads, I should say. AI is actually embedded in those three things. So I think it's definitely something that's going to be really interesting for the market as well.
And in an upcoming index that is not yet released, but I've seen the data, you come out as a clean ad network. That's going to mean something going forward as publishers are looking to work with the networks that are paying attention to this because the users are as well. How do you see this all coming together? Because publishers are understanding that they're in charge. The way the consumers see them, the way the users see them, they own the experience. So if the experience is bad, the buck stops with them, no matter what. So they see that and they're taking control of that. They're taking responsibility. They can't fix it, but they're taking responsibility for it. And they want more control. How much control are they getting, or how are you giving them control of the experience? Because that's what they answer for.
So what's interesting into your question is that there's a lot of assumption there. And up to like recent months, right? It was very hard to get some data on that topic, weirdly. In a very data-driven world, actually, when I ask the question to the many publishers I meet on a day-to-day basis, like how do you track, retention based on the ad that you are going to show to your users? It's super hard. So there is one first component, which is educating people on, have you looked at this data? What is the impact when you show this to your users, right?
Yes.
I think on that, it's like obvious that there is an impact. Everybody know that there is an impact.
But we couldn't measure it before.
Exactly. Now we have a bit more data, which is like 7% user churn immediately when you show one disruptive ads. If you show them repeatedly, it's 52% of your users that are about to churn. So you burn half of your audience by showing some of those disruptive ads. So we are like hamsters in a wheel where we are acquiring users, burning, replacing them, right? And so I think our responsibility is obviously to equip the partners with the right set of tools, the right set of knowledge to understand exactly what's going on, for them potentially to adjust as well how they are looking at those topics, and either putting pressure on some ad network that might be like sending those kind of formats, or just adjusting the way they think about ads. And maybe there are some placements where you can be a bit more aggressive, some other placements where you have to be super cautious if you don't want to trigger any churn. So we have to up our game collectively, us, the technological platform, right? The networks for sure. And the publishers, the content creators, the advertisers. So it's an ecosystem effort.
Everyone's in on it. Everyone has a role to play. So let's wrap it up with exactly that, you know, just like real top level, big picture advice. Publishers who are starting to understand this, maybe I assume they're taking control. They're not there yet. They're educating themselves. What should they be doing right now to focus more on ad quality? Because, you know, burn and churn, that's not good news.
So I think when people can look at metrics in a very different way. I think for me, the North Star metric would be retention. Right?
Yes. Okay.
If your retention is really like at an acceptable level, all the other metrics will follow and you can adjust and play with them, right? But I think if your retention metric is not okay, right now we hear a lot about average revenue per daily active users, lifetime value as well is important and all those things, right? But actually, if your retention is not properly set up, you can do whatever you want, you will fail over time. And so I think my advice would be take that one as a first North Star, and then you adjust the others. And I think I want to say something which matters to me. It's we are not just, I mean, ad quality is obviously instrumental and super important, but we believe firmly that we can both provide a good ad quality and an awesome performance, right? And that's the whole goal that we are in. I don't feel that we have to lower the bar on ad quality to maximize performance. In our world and how we look at the business, we want to provide a good user experience while maximizing the performance. And this is exactly what we do through all the upcoming features that we are releasing and the stuff that we've done already.
Oh, I'm excited about that. Well, I felt your energy at the beginning of the interview. I feel it even at the end. That's not often, I have to say, Alex. It was great, and you've inspired me, and hopefully the audience as well. And thanks for sharing so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.